And we are back at the 2016 TMS NCTTA National Championships. Here for this singles match, we'll have the number 8 seed out of California, Berkeley, Peter Lee, and the number 18 seed out of Texas Wesleyan, Jason Plog.
My name is Dylan Lay, and I'm here with Kevin Corbin. We'll be commentating this match. Peter Lee is a 25-14 ranked player. He was the 2011 U.S. Open champion.
The U.S. National Champion in 2011.
That's right.
And really one of the top players here at the tournament,
Absolutely.
as you can see by that 8 seed. He's been in very good form, and I'm interested to see how he can perform now, and especially if he does advance into some of the later rounds in the tournament.
Jason Plog is a sophomore German-American player, and this year he's went 15 for 6.
Over his full career, he's at a 40-10 record. Quite good for any player.
Yes, absolutely. I feel like this is going to be a very close game.
Definitely excited for a fun match.
I believe earlier today, Jason Plog had a upset by David Zung of UCLA. So let's see how this affects his mentality. Hopefully he can stay strong, carry it through to this game. And the game begins. Jason Plog with the serve. Starting out with a nice spinny backhand.
It is always interesting to see, Dylan, how these players who do get buys in the first round like Peter did perform when they reach a second round matchup against a top competitor.
That is true. I feel like they wouldn't have enough warm-up as much as the other players.
Wow. Oh. Yeah, both players looking pretty warm there in that one. Yeah, we've seen in the past years, occasionally players just not quite look in as good a form as they possibly could play when they start out in that second round.
But Peter seems to be doing just fine.
Definitely.
You see both players are really aggressive. There's some fast points coming by.
And that really is what you see at this high level of play.
That's true.
Aggression dominates.
Whoever adds that extra bit of power or extra bit of spin usually takes the point.
Earlier today, Andy and I talked a bit about even defensive players and shots that are normally deemed defensive, like your beautiful flip right there close to the table from Peter, putting it away cross court out of reach. We talked a bit about how even defensive shots at high levels, your chop or a lob or a block, really need to be aggressive in that we mean placed appropriately, angled in the right direction, or spinny,
Right.
so that your opponent has trouble with it.
Yeah, you really can't afford to just play a very weak, sort of like mediocre shot, because at this level, that's just like bad news for you. It's Peter Lee with the serve, 5-5. You see Peter's really pushing Jason to his backhand side, and Jason's, obviously he's stepping around to use his forehand, but it's very uncomfortable. I think that's a good strategy.
Trying to let that ball drop long off the table so he can make that opening attack. But a very short serve from Peter.
Very spinny serve by Jason. Heavy side spin.
You can see the look on Peter's face. He wanted that one.
He did.
Bending low, going all out for that swing, but couldn't quite convert.
Jason with a very spinny serve, giving him 3 game points. A little bit too much there.
Wow.
Hooking forehand way out to Peter's forehand. He couldn't reach it.
A celebration from the crowd as he wins that first game. Peter played a very strong, aggressive shot for being down 9-10.
Yeah.
Hit that point exactly as he would have liked to.
Most players might get a little passive when they're down a couple of game points, and Peter didn't back down.
And that's exactly what needs to happen. You can't overplay or underplay in a situation where you're down. You need to understand that what's going to win you the match is playing your game consistently.
That's right.
Not swinging recklessly, trying to crush the ball, or blocking passively, trying to just keep it on the table.
Yeah. Especially at this high level, it's not going to work.
Definitely. A passive block is going to set up your opponent for a smash, and a reckless swing is too soft. A reckless swing is too affected by the spin of your opponent and the placement of your opponent at the level we see here.
That's true. There's the second game, Peter Lee with the serve. So Kevin, what do you think Peter Lee has to do different this game? You can see both players are really aggressive, but how does Peter come out on top?
Definitely. Like we've seen in a few points, it's often the player who's able to move his opponent around the table that it took the advantage in the first game. As we're going on and continuing forward in this match, I expect Peter to really emphasize ball placement and spreading his opponent side to side on the table, forcing him to run around and use that forehand on the backhand side of the table like we saw just there.
I think that'd be a good strategy. However, you can see Jason's footwork is really up there. He is not moving. He's not moving slow at all. So Peter really has to go really out wide to the corners to force him to move. Peter's serve, it's 1-4. So a very spinny reverse pendulum serve by Peter. Very good counter forehand by Jason. Wide out to Peter. He had no chance of reaching it. Great placement on the serve. It looked like it was going off, so Peter went for the loop, but it was just short.
A beautiful low opening backhand there to start that counter rally, but Peter's second shot couldn't quite follow up.
Peter had a very nice attempt at the forehand counter, but it was too much. Now Jason has the lead 8-2. You can see he's really trying to keep the ball low. He's already had 2 lets.
Peter just doesn't seem to be mentally there right now. Frustration on his face, shaking his head.
Yep.
Not how he hoped this match to start.
Jason now has 7 game points.
Oh, brilliant down the line backhand rip to open off of the serve.
And he takes it 11-3. He really widened that gap between this game and the first.
Yeah, and it's really interesting, Dylan. I wonder, at a moment like this with Peter down 2-0, how much, like we talked about, that first round bye has come into play.
Yeah.
We see him look just a little uncomfortable on his forehand and backhand.
It doesn't seem to be working for him.
Frustration's getting to him, and with a little bit more warm-up, the Texas Wesleyan player really seems to be the aggressor and have the upper hand so far in this matchup.
I think so. So Peter definitely has to initiate more, because we've already seen that Jason is very good at counterattacking, even initiating the attack himself. So Peter really needs to focus on third ball attacks, just like getting more aggressive. He can't continue to let Jason dictate what the shots come out like.
Exactly, and I think Peter needs to recognize that he is this level, this caliber of a player. He can't psych himself out of the game. If he settles down, relaxes, and plays like he knows he can play, he's a contender still in this match.
Absolutely. Wow.
Oh, a beautiful point there.
Rally.
Very, very impressive from both players. Mid-distance from the table, counter looping.
But Peter's a bit more encouraged right now. It's Peter with the serve, scores 1-1.
And it's a shot like that where Peter opts for that more defensive chop, where you have to wonder, again, if nerves there, and then with that reckless forehand attack, if he can control himself. Yep. He's taking the aggressive shot when he needs to play defensively, and the reckless shot, the defensive shot when he needs to play aggressively.
That's right.
And the reckless shot when he should be opening with a slow loop.
Once again, he's going for the very risky backhand from off the table.
Yeah.
It's a good shot if it makes the table, but the accuracy, it's a lot harder to control than the forehand.
Yeah, you said it. I mean, shots like that are high risk, high reward. If you hit that and get a couple of those on, your opponent on the other side of the net is going to feel the pressure. But if you miss it, it comes back to bite.
It's true.
Oh, brilliant no-spin serve from Peter.
Very deceptive. Oh, strong backhand by Peter. That's the third ball type attacks that he needs to be incorporating. It's now 4-4. Jason is serving. Beautiful forehand flick.
Very light on his feet. Peter's starting to play a little more relaxed.
He's definitely loosening up.
We've seen in past years, even after a 2-0 deficit, the higher seeded players who got that first round bye starting to settle in a little bit. And often they do play more their game in the third. But the question becomes whether that momentum the challenger got in the first two can be overcome quick enough.
Absolutely. Hopefully Peter's experience can help him.
On a rocket of a backhand. You mentioned experience. And both players, Peter especially, are no
stranger to like big tournaments. So Peter should be able to deal with the nerves, or at least have experience dealing with it.
Although perhaps for some players you do see experience continuing to not be able to deal with nerves.
That's true.
That's certain players, not necessarily in this match, but you do see individuals kind of get known for falling apart in late rounds.
That's true. It's now 7-7. Peter really, he needs to start being more aggressive. We saw him take a couple of aggressive shots earlier, but now he seems to be a little bit more passive again. He's definitely blocking a lot more rather than counterattacking.
And he opted there for that no spin, high served, quick to the backhand side, but we had Jason ready for that one. Brilliant.
Oh, great footwork just to get to that backhand side and use your forehand and hit it down the line.
That shot is near impossible to touch and return.
Sort of a lucky shot hitting the top of the net. It's a crucial point right here.
Oh, at that very well could be it. With 2 match points coming to Jason.
There's a timeout by
Peter Lee.
By Peter Lee.
I wonder, Dylan, do you think Peter should have used his timeout earlier in this game?
Oh, no timeout? Oh.
It appears he did use it.
Oh. I feel like definitely he should have used it earlier. Jason's, he's built a lot of momentum. He's very aggressive. He's very on his feet right now, so a little earlier would have been better, but better late than never. Oh, beautiful.
Quite a break Peter caught. The cross-court shot from his backhand corner with his forehand off the net and possibly even off the edge of the table.
I think so. It clipped it. Staying aggressive is what won him that point. That's what he needs to do to win this. But now Jason is up 11-10. Let's see what Peter Lee does.
Again, with that forehand from the backhand corner down the line, that's proving to be a valuable weapon for Peter in this match.
So, that strategy is working. He should definitely continue using it.
And notice the short serve to set up that slightly high return.
Oh, good recovery. It clipped the top of the net, but Jason Plog hit it right back.
Very good for Jason to stay light on his feet, able to bounce forward and make that attack.
A lot of players don't react in time. They kind of just look at the ball, but Jason Plog was right there ready for it. Oh, a couple of good attempts at countering, but at the end, Jason Plog's defensiveness won him the point and the match.
Peter, yeah, not wanting to give up, running, moving, swinging, trying, giving everything he had to get those loops on, but after 3 or 4, couldn't quite control it and hits the ball into the net.
Jason moved him very well along the table, and it was too much for Peter. So Jason Plog has advanced past the round of 32.
We're going to take a brief media timeout, and we'll be back shortly with the next match on the table.